Hi, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pigskin Politics. Today we are discussing the aftermath of the divisional round and talking about the AFC Championship games and NFC Championship game. But
how'd you like those divisional rounds? Huh?
They broke my heart.
Good. I went a little crazy picking the upsets like I did. I went 1 for 3 last week. I knew I was picking the upsets, but what's ironic is I picked 2 upsets. Both of those were wrong. Then an upset I didn't pick happened. Who'd have thought?
There were a lot of upsets.
This playoff season's crazy. So that Minnesota-San Fran game, I'd like to say out loud, first off, that was the worst playoff game all year. That was absolutely abysmal. I hated it. Props to the Niners. They won. They absolutely manhandled, the Vikings. But that game was just ineptitude in its finest form for the Vikings. Every single drive they had outside of their scoring drive was first down, 3-yard dump off, second down, attempt at a 3-yard dump off, incomplete, third down, sack, punt, and that was it the whole game.
Yeah, outside of their very first drive, Minnesota didn't really do anything.
It was pathetic. And I get you can say, Niners owned them. I get that. I get it. But in the other games this week, even though one team absolutely owned the other and a couple others, it was still good to watch. It was still good football. That Viking-Niner game, pathetic. I hated it. Granted,
the Niners look like they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think they're probably the best team right now.
They're absolutely the best team in the NFC, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't think Green Bay stands a chance to them.
I mean, they shut down Dalvin Cook.
I mean, sometimes a team does get blown out and they could win later in the year. It happens. The Dolphins did lose to the Patriots 43-0 and then ended up beating them.
Yeah.
So the Packers got blown out by the Niners. They can beat them. But I don't think they have the right roster. I don't think they're talented enough to beat San Francisco because San Francisco looks stacked at everything. They have no weakness. Their weakest link
is their passing game.
Is Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And he's not even doing terrible.
Yeah. You have to score on them first. But
yeah.
So that was that Minnesota-San Fran game. Then the Tennessee-Baltimore game. That one was fun.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. You bet money on it. I told you not to. I didn't think the Titans would win. I did pick Baltimore, but that's because, how could you not? Who saw this one coming? This is arguably a bigger upset than the Saints and the Vikings a week ago.
Yeah, because the Ravens were basically the Niners of the AFC. They were the best team in the AFC, I felt like, at that point. They had a 14-2 record. Yeah. So I didn't expect the Titans to beat them either, but, they were clearly... They played way better than the Ravens did that day.
They manhandled
them.
I
don't know if they're a better team, but that day they were the better team.
I think the Titans absolutely manhandled them.
They did.
They had an excellent scheme. They got the turnovers they needed, and they punished the Ravens when the Ravens made their own mistakes. It was a beautiful, perfectly executed scheme. And the 2 best teams are in the championship now, the Chiefs and the Titans. They both absolutely deserve to be there.
Yeah, that Ravens loss, that was a team loss. They lost on offense, they lost on defense, their quarterback lost, the coaching lost. Mm-hmm. There were some decisions like the 4th and 1 to make it 14-9, and they went for it. I didn't like that.
No, that was dumb.
Turnovers, and then they abandoned the run game. They had the best NFL run game of all time, and they ran the ball 9 times with the running backs.
Yeah, I actually think the Titans kind of mitigated it. Like Jackson loves his play actions.
They surprised them.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a plan B. They just, we'll air it out. They just abandoned their run game way too early, and that was their downfall.
Yeah, but I don't think it was that they had to abandon it. It's the Titans planned for it well. I don't think a lot of teams can pull off what the Titans did. Like they made perimeters that made it hard for Jackson to bounce around the outside and evade pressure and rip off those big runs he normally does.
No, but they were going empty, completely empty, throwing the ball in 9 minutes into the first quarter, dude. They abandoned it quickly. It didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
And the Titans just basically owned them. They played way better. That wasn't even close.
Derrick Henry is a man on fire. And Tannehill's something great too. He hasn't thrown for more than 100 yards in either game, I don't believe.
He only throws 7 passes a game.
All he needs. It's actually impressive.
It's true. He'll complete
the stat
8 of 12 passes, but have 140 yards and a touchdown or 2.
The stat line you need to take away between him and Jackson was not yards, but interceptions.
They were
doesn't
efficient.
make those mistakes. So that was a good one. I liked that one. Even though that one was absolutely a blowout like that Vikings-Niners game, that one was competitive. The Ravens still moved the ball. It was still a good game, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Houston, KC.
This one is this is the
God,
laughing
man.
stock of the playoffs. I feel like it, and I don't even hate Houston. It's just,
I kind of do.
how do you blow a 24-point lead, man?
I mean, statistically, it doesn't happen.
That never happens. That happened. The last time that happened was like the Super Bowl with the Falcons and the Pats.
Blowing a 24
Like, you can't even
lead.
come back to bad teams 24 points down.
Yeah, 4 times.
Kansas City didn't panic.
4 times in playoff history that has happened, trailing by 24. But you want to know the greatest stat? Trailing by 24 and then losing that lead at the half. That's never happened. That has never happened.
That was sad. They scored 3 touchdowns in, I think, 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And then the 4th one to take the lead, and Chiefs never looked back.
Once it came, when it was 24-14, I was like, oh my God, they're going to pull off this freaking upset. They're going to come back and win. I just had a feeling.
Within the first quarter, I loved seeing all the memes of the Texans saying, oh, it's going to be a Texans-Titans AFC championship. Y'all talk smack.
Mm-hmm.
No, that didn't last long. I saw all those memes get erased within minutes. Mm-hmm. Like they knew before we knew.
Yep, and I got a good feeling Kansas City's going to be in the Super Bowl because Patrick Mahomes
Mahomes is a man on fire.
Jesus Christ, man. He's like the best quarterback in the NFL.
He is
none.
football Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Basically. Usually when you have a really good year, you don't have as good of a year to follow it up with.
Nope.
Despite being hurt 3 games, he's still followed it up with a very good year.
Yep. Mahomes is something special. I think he's going to be the next big thing.
He already is the next big thing, right?
Well, yeah, but only 2 years. I think you can already call it now. I think you can say he's amazing.
I think he's been the next big thing. It's just he needs to win a Super Bowl to be like global freaking superstar.
Yeah.
If he wins the Super Bowl, yeah. Jeez.
But the Chiefs rattled off 51 points. 51 points. A 50-burger in the playoffs after losing by 24 points.
After scoring 0 points in the
Dude.
first quarter. That was in 3 quarters.
I mean, I don't know how Texans fans could have survived something like that.
Just crawl into a cave. I mean, I feel the same way about the Ravens. Just don't even think about football until the draft. It's just gonna piss you off.
That was something special. And then Seattle and Green Bay. That game wasn't bad.
No, the last call was bullshit.
It was,
Come
but
on, man, he was a yard shy.
The Packers.
They should have kicked a field goal. It was a long field goal, and they could have had a chance to be competitive at the end had they just gave Seattle the ball back with like a minute left.
Yeah, we almost got out of the playoffs without a little bit of referee controversy. So I guess that was have a little
8
bit.
straight games with no bull crap, and then they just had to just dip their hand in a little bit. But
to be fair, the Packers should have got a fumble in the first quarter. So I guess even the stat line there. And Seattle came back, but they really
Green Bay did own that game.
Yeah, they didn't play well to start.
I thought Green Bay
good.
Won that game either way, but just that last minute.
You just hate to see it. Is what it is.
Just make it more interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe that does give Seattle a chance to win. Who knows?
Who knows, right? But I don't know what to say. Green Bay did absolutely what it needed to. I don't think San Fran's going to make the mistake Seattle made of not double covering Devontae Adams, but Seattle refused to learn from that mistake. Green Bay had a good game plan, punish them for that, and maintain the lead to mitigate the Seattle's arguably best asset, which was a controlled run game. Seattle kind of had to air it out more than I feel they wanted to, and that ultimately led to the Packers winning. Green Bay had a good plan. The better team won.
Trust Russell Wilson though?
No, I do. I think it's more of balance that
you don't think his receivers are all that?
Ish. I think they're better for big plays, like ripping off like a 15, 20-yard catch. DK Metcalf does it all the frickin' time.
DK is actually not that bad.
Yeah, but like the consistent, like the small, the slants, the 4-yard passes type stuff, I don't see them get that as much as I think they should. So that's what I mean. But yeah, Seattle, better luck next year. Green Bay, you don't like the controversy at the end, but Green Bay did earn the win. But,
sure, but do you think Green Bay can go into San Fran and win?
I guess we'll just roll into it then.
All right. We'll start it off, NFC.
It's the championship week. One of two of these four teams will be in the Super Bowl.
28 teams are already sitting on the couch.
28 teams? 28 teams?
It didn't feel like it was that long ago that this season started, and it's gone by so quick.
Yeah.
But, I mean, from February to March, there's not a lot going on those 2 months, but then once free agency starts,
then it's
the combine, and then there's draft, and then NFL's back. It's back because after the draft, they go straight into to rookie training, and then it's training camp and preseason. We'll be back, but it's going to be kind of dumb for like 2 months.
Yeah,
I'm not ready for that.
Maybe when it's back, we'll have better editing software or some shit.
Probably
but
not.
Green Bay over San Fran. There has been one game all year where a team has played a team in the playoffs that they played in the regular season. One time has the playoff team won. Where, what am I saying?
The team that beat them before?
Yeah. So far, if a team has played a team in the regular season and then played them in the playoffs, the team that, won the first time, won again, so they did a sweep. Only with the Houston KC starting just last week was that altered, and
so they never split.
Yeah, the Houston KC, it was a really weird way of me to say that, but yeah, that's the only time they've split thus far. And it actually looked like Houston would pull the sweep for a good minute. And on that note, San Fran absolutely obliterated Green Bay earlier in the year. Green Bay, I think, is a good team, and I have nothing but respect for Rodgers. Mm-hmm. But I picked against the Niners enough times this year. Can the Packers win? Yes, they can. I don't think they do. I mean, crap. What do you want me to say?
Despite their good record, it doesn't feel like they're this good, does it?
The Packers, no.
It doesn't feel like their team is really this good, but here we are.
Yeah.
It's not every time the best team wins the Super Bowl. Sometimes fucking wild cards win the Super Bowl. So
yeah,
Green Bay feels like a wild card, honestly.
They kind of do. I feel like they had a bye they didn't deserve. New Orleans should have had it, if you ask me. But can Green Bay do it? They can. They can beat the Niners, but Niners already proved earlier in the year they not only
it was like
it wasn't like
just
a squeak by. No, they manhandled the Packers.
It was like the Niners-Vikings game, but a little bit worse.
It really was.
Like they didn't do anything offensively. They couldn't do anything defensively. How could I trust them to go into San Fran? I mean, we said earlier the Dolphins did it with the Patriots.
Yeah,
they lost to them badly and won, but
splits don't happen.
Still, the Niners are just so damn good. And the Packers are basically an average team or probably a below average team, but probably with a really good quarterback, so it doesn't matter because Aaron Rodgers is just really freaking good.
I think he can keep them in this game. I think it could be like a 22-19 type score. This time the Packers actually compete. But I kind of wonder, San Fran, the Vikings' plan of attack was to try and run the ball a bit, and San Fran neutralized that. Fortunately for Green Bay, they don't like to run the ball, but, I mean, San Fran's also good against the pass. You got to hit them with a varied offense. Will the Packers do that? I don't know. I doubt it. They got enough no-name receivers, but there's something. I mean, I've fought tooth and claw not to give San Fran the respect it deserves this year. They are good. I don't like to admit it because I don't like Garoppolo, but that defense, that run game, Kittle, Bosa, just outstanding across the board.
Yeah.
They're the better team. I don't see why they would lose. I think they match up well against Green Bay. I think Green Bay can keep it close at best, but I think San Fran wins this, especially in front of their home crowd. Granted, they didn't have a lot of fans the last couple years, but hey, you gotta enjoy it while they're there, huh?
I'd say San Fran covers the spread. I don't even know what the spread is, and I think they'll cover it.
I think it's 8 points.
Yeah. If it's 8 points, they'll cover the spread. If it's 10, they got it. Yeah. Anything else to say about this game?
I'm referencing the empty stadiums the last 6 years. I think you got to suffer through when your team sucks. I don't like
I
seeing
did see that meme.
I don't like seeing how the stadiums are all of a sudden full. I think you got to suffer through it.
They were 4-12 and completely empty.
I know, but
I mean, I suffered through my team one time when they were like 5-11. I was like, God.
Every year I've been alive, man. Every year
This
we've been.
sucks.
I do.
5-11
I got a buddy who's a Niner fan, and I call out people every now and again in these videos. But hey, Pip, if you're actually watching this video, kudos to your team. You stuck it through while your team was bad, so you've earned them being good. So congrats to you. I won't say they win the Super Bowl, but good job on the year.
All right.
That's about all there is to say about that.
Then Kansas City. Tennessee at Kansas City.
Now, this game I'm actually excited for. I don't care who wins this game, but whosoever wins this game, I want to win the Super Bowl because, goddamn, both these teams are exciting right now.
They are exciting right now.
Okay, so on one hand, you got Ryan Tannehill, suck it out, Miami fans, who is playing out of his mind. Not putting up 100-yard games, but he is proficient. He is getting the runs where he needs them. Just helping that offense move along, not throwing the picks, not turning the ball over. Turns out all he needed was an O-line and Derek goddamn Henry.
Yeah, he was a complete spark plug to their offense. With Marcus Mariota, they started out like, 2-4?
2-4.
And then they won 8 out of their next 3. And then they went into the Patriots, beat them, went into the Ravens, beat them. I don't think they're scared at all at Kansas City. They're like, we just beat 2 of the best teams this year. Screw you. We're going to play Kansas City hard as hell.
I like to say we did predict Tannehill would be started over Mariota. We didn't expect it to turn them around this much, though. But what's really interesting with the Titans right now is I don't think this has ever happened before, but Week 17, they beat the Texans to claim their wild card spot, which was the division leader of the South. The very next week, they knocked off the Pats, the division leader of the East. The next week, knocked off the Ravens, division leader of the North. If they can somehow knock off the Chiefs, that is 4 weeks in a row, back to back, knocking off every single division leader in a conference. I don't think that's ever happened before. That'd be crazy if it happened.
They could beat Kansas City.
They can, but will they?
No.
On the other hand, you got KC. Does this team even have a weakness? This team can be down 24 points.
Their defense is their weakness, but then you look at what they did last week and like, how the hell do you pick against that?
No.
You're not going to pick
They rattled off 51 points after trailing by 24. And you can even argue that Casey's defense wasn't even that bad. A punt return touchdown contributed to the Texans, I think. Another turnover where it was a short field type situation. I mean, that's arguably 14 points right there. So, was their defense that bad when they gave up 31? That's only like 17 points. I mean, that's enough. I think their defense is fine. But goddamn, what are the Chiefs?
But still, their offense is just so explosive. They're the kind of guys that could score 3 touchdowns in 3 minutes because they did that.
Yeah. Special teams. That you see that kickoff, they just put it 24-14. Special teams just rattled off. I don't know who the Texan receiver was, but the ball just popped up through the air, landed right in the Chiefs' hands.
Yeah.
How can you? That is magic. How can you pick against that?
Especially when you have the best quarterback in the entire NFL. You got the fastest wide receiver. And you got probably the best tight end. So you got over the top. You got incredible mobility. Well, not incredible, but he's pretty mobile.
Yeah.
And then you got a really good blanket in their tight end.
Yes. Sammy Watkins too.
And Sammy Watkins.
Can't give any. There's really
it's harder to
there's
defend.
not a weak spot to this team.
They got to beat themselves.
Yes. If the
I'd
Titans
say they beat themselves through coaching. That's how they lose.
If the Titans are to win this game, and they can, I think this game will be just a shootout. I think it's like 31-30.
If they get up 24-0, and I'm like, am I scared yet?
Here's the thing. I think if the Titans can get up 24-0, they're not the Texans. They won't give.
I don't think they'll. I
don't think there's a lot of teams incompetent enough to make that mistake. Sorry, Houston, but
I don't think Kansas City falls behind 24 points this week, though.
No,
it might fall behind like 7,
10 at the worst. But so, what do you think about this one? I think this will be a really good game. I do think the Chiefs win. I'll say it's like 31-30.
Win on the back of Derrick Henry. I'd say just give them the freaking ball because, damn, no one can tackle them.
Yeah.
If play clock control, keep the ball away from Mahomes, and just run the ball down their throats. For Kansas City, I'd say hold on to the ball and just create explosive plays like you've been doing.
And punt when it's fourth goddamn down.
Yeah, but
unless it's the fourth quarter.
Do that. That was dumb.
Unless the Texans didn't need to do that. They ran a fake that ultimately gave the Chiefs the ball back again.
Just punt the ball.
Punting is necessary. Don't do it in the fourth quarter or do it less.
Punters are people too.
Oh God, yeah. That's meme worthy. I think this game will be great, but my picks, I got KC and San Fran in the Super Bowl.
As do I. But I got a close eye on Tennessee because I think they could pull off the upset.
If anyone can this year. They've
they
done it already
go
twice.
Beat the Patriots and then go beat the Ravens. I mean, that's probably exhausting.
Yeah.
But they're probably like, damn it, we don't care.
I don't think they care at all.
So I think that's going to be a really freaking good game.
But you want to know what's interesting? Of Tennessee, KC, San Fran, and Green Bay, Titans are the most rounded team there. They can beat any one of those other three teams. But do I think they do? No, but they absolutely got that shot.
Yeah, but I could say the same thing about Kansas City, and I could say the same thing about the Niners. And probably Green Bay? Nah, not Green Bay.
Green Bay don't have
I don't think Green Bay can beat any three of these teams. I think they're the worst year. Like I said, they feel like a wild card team. They don't feel like they're actually second round or the second seed.
And it's weird to say that about a team with Aaron frickin' Rodgers on it. It really is, but
that team without Aaron Rodgers is just the Browns. They're so bad. Like the 0-16 Browns. They look terrible without Aaron Rodgers.
They almost lost to the 0-16 Browns that year.
They did.
That was a fun fact.
The Browns basically beat themselves, I think, on that game.
Yeah, it went to overtime. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited for half these games. I think the San Fran one is going to be, polite. Like you have to have a game, but San Fran's probably going to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
KC, Tennessee, though, that game's going to be fire. That game, I'm so excited for that.
That's going to be a cool game.
But yeah, on top of that, 2 weeks away from the Super Bowl. We can talk about the Pro Bowl next week.
I mean, why not?
No, no one cares.
I don't think I've watched a Pro Bowl in like 5 years, dude.
I don't think anyone's watched a Pro Bowl.
I didn't even really watch. Didn't even watch highlights.
No, and the AFC always wins anyway. No one needs to watch the Pro Bowl. I mean, props to all the people in the Pro Bowl, but we don't need to talk about it. Who cares?
Maybe it's because my team, people from the Ravens go. It's usually only 3 or 4. And it's people I don't even care about, like O-linemen, so it's just I'm going to go watch an O-lineman play.
Now you got a lot of people in the Pro Bowl.
13 fucking Ravens.
More than you wanted to be in the Pro Bowl, huh?
A little bit, but I could watch it. Because the
Ravens... You'd have liked to have a lot... You'd have liked to have had 13... what's the word? Stand-ins? Yeah?
13 what?
Stand-ins, replacements.
Yeah.
Where the Ravens guys get in, but then you just don't play because you got something to play for.
Can't win it every year.
I'm going to roast you for this for a couple months.
I mean, we beat the shit out of your team, so...
Yeah, but we've got a better draft pick. But on that note...
That doesn't make it better.
No, but it might next year.
Nope.
On that note, I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl. Go these games, and yeah.
Go Titans.
Yeah.